Hello everyone, I just have some updates that I want to share with you. I was trying to pre-record a video, sorry if I'm moving the camera, but it was... I was starting, I said, you know what, I'll just go live. If you would like to improve your light language, and thank you for being here, would like to be in this new journey with me that is going to be 4 weeks in October of a light language course where we are going to be codes, healing, and light language. Also, I will add the third eye activation session with me. We're going to have classes in Zoom, pre-recorded videos. Then you guys can go into my website and sign up. I will send, it has 20% discount, but I will add for the ones that are in my email list another discount. So if you are interested in learning with me, then take a look. I cannot promise that you will speak like me, and it's not something that I want to, but I can promise that I can share with you the do's that I have learned, the do not do that, because they were mistakes that I have done in this journey. I can actually guide you sharing what works for me, but I remember that when I did my Reiki, well, thank you so much, gracias. When I did my Reiki course, I did it online, and I did level 1, level 2, level 3, and then I mastered myself. I wasn't a healer, and I wasn't a healer because I need to practice. So anything that you would like to learn, besides this course that I'm launching, anything that you would like to go, if you would like to be more abundant, if you would like to have a decent romantic relationship or anything, life will test us and guide us to practice. And practice is not for us to notice how much we fail or mistakes that we have done. I will do another tomorrow in Spanish. And thank you for seeing you. I miss our talks. Veronica. I really do. Because when you try, you're able to put a lot of yeses and a lot of no-nos until you are able to find your balance, your way, your formula. Your journey doesn't have to be equal to anyone. And now that we just copy-paste, sometimes it's just like a copy of someone else's stuff. And not because you cannot do that, but because it is not coming from your experience. Maybe I read the Bible, but it doesn't mean that I'm a good person if I don't practice it. And the practice is the so hard part, because for me it's easy to channel a beautiful message, but being patient, being calm, having faith, that's not easy. But you have to go through and test yourself. Whatever you are going through, next year is going to be fiery. It's a dragon year, and a lot of planets are changing in astrology its own cycle. Expect things to be completely different for what we think it should be, according to the background of what we know it happened before. That doesn't work anymore. Between 24 and 26, the majority of the things we know are going to just be obsolete. So maybe if you find a video about something that is from a year ago, maybe that do not help you anymore. Because now when AI came into the equation, things completely change. It doesn't mean that if I read the law of one, it's obsolete, but maybe I just need to upgrade it into this newer consciousness that's coming through. And after 2026, I don't know exactly which is the planet that is going to help us to give a completely 316 degrees like when COVID came, but things are going to change. And next year too, I think after the elections or during the elections in the US, something will change like when quarantine, that is going to make this difference. I'm not talking exactly about politically, but the event about the elections actually is in synchronicity with other different things that are happening in Europe and in our own countries. It's a lot going on, I know. Sometimes I struggle, like any of you. I'm a human person, and it's a very human to be upset, to be hopeless, feeling alone. It's normal. Your spirituality won't take that. In fact, you see those things more clearly. But you become more resourceful. You become more wise. You begin better at the game of life in a way that you just said, oh, no, thank you, right? I used to be afraid of entities because I could see them. It's nice to see auras, but seeing a monster or seeing a demon or seeing a darkness when someone is hugging you saying, hey sweetie, I miss you, and you see the darkness coming through, I couldn't fake those things. I was just like, and then people would say to me, what's going on? And I was just like, oh, nothing. And then I didn't know how to react. Sometimes I was upset, sometimes I was furious, sometimes I was disappointed, but I learned along the way. And I learned along the way that the more I try, that may not be the best thing that I could do. I have more experience, and that experience is a great background for where we are going, because you're able to be more selective. You're able to say, oh, no, thank you, right? So put your things together, because otherwise next year is going to feel like a lot. Because next year is going to call us for us to be at peace. It's going to call us to be calm. It's going to call us not to make choices from your gut, but actually from a calm, peaceful mind, or from your heart open, from connection. And that light worker, guys, from my experience, my spirituality, I don't think it's measured because I speak light language, or I talk to Arcturians, or I was Mary Magdalene soul fragment, or how many likes I have, or if I have done a book or not. It counts because I'm peaceful. It counts because I'm able to hold the space. It counts because I'm able to see through the veils of illusion and still maintaining my balance. It counts because I'm able to be present. And that's fucking hard. It's easier to meditate and just go and say, you know what, I'm leaving. Pleiadians, come please. But staying, for example, a holiday, when the mood is lower and still not being affected, that's a challenge. But we can only do that when we practice our techniques, whatever works for you. It may be light language or maybe it isn't. Practice and practice and practice and practice. And I'm going to end with this. I had severe depression. And I had severe depression because I hated my psychic part. I realized when I was 3 years old or 4 that I was the only one talking to fairies and dragons and imaginary beings and speaking to them. So it felt as if I was seen as a crazy person. I shut down my sensitivity in a way that I think in a decade I couldn't cry. I was just cold. It was just like, I don't know. I remember I went to a funeral. I had one of my best friends, her brother's suicide, and I was sad, but I couldn't cry because I shut down my empathy in such a way that it's like a self-protection mechanism. When you feel something, you can handle that, right? So that gave me depression, and gave me depression because I was negating a part of me. For me, my shadow, it always has been the capacity that I see things people don't. The capacity that sometimes people don't understand me, that sometimes I don't know how to speak with people. But life forced me to wake up. I was homeless, I was sick, I had a tumor. I didn't know what to do. When you don't do your job, life will give you a slap on the face and force you to be responsible for your life in a different way. And that happened to me. It was hard. It was so hard, but it was the moment in my life that I had felt with so much hope and faith, because life couldn't be worse for me. I mean, I had no job, I had no insurance. I began having a pain in my belly. Went to the doctor says, ma'am, you have cancer. I was like, cancer? Like, oh. I saw myself going in heaven and saying, St. Peter, I hated being a human. The planet sucks. I was sad my whole life. I was in my 30s and I said, I hate it. I'm not coming back. How many of you have said that? I'm not coming back. I hate it, right? Not to make the story long, maybe you guys have followed me. I have shared this many times. I was really seeing angels, shadows, beings. I was so freaking scared. Because I will ask people, and people see a lot of nonsense, all of the nonsense that is online. You are insane. These are demons. Go to church. You are crazy. Some people will say, I believe you, Grethel, but don't tell anyone because they can take your kids away. And I was just like, no, don't take my kids. I'm not crazy. The lighter comment, someone would said, that's not true, right? Did you smoke something? Are you high? No, I'm not. So, accepting the fact that I was different, it took me a while. And I don't think I learned that lesson. I keep learning that lesson through Encoded Frequency, because allowing you guys to see me and knowing that I was so crazy, I didn't want that. When I opened my YouTube channel, I opened it because I was doing a higher self course, and it was the easiest way to send material, the meditations, to my students. And then I didn't know how to do it. One of my friends says, I can do the meditations for you. You just send the recording. And I had so much resistance that I was ending with sore throat. And he would just do it, everything for me. When you open, the universe will put resources for you to do things. And I was saying, I'm not going to put my face on it. I don't want people to know that I am a psychic, right? And after that, I guess in 2020 when quarantine, I had my job and they were paying me, but I was not working. And I said, I want to be able to be okay, that people know I'm a psychic and that I can see things and that I can talk to them. So I began doing the lives, I think almost every day. And I was not watching about the likes. I was not watching about if people were validating me or not. I didn't care. I needed to prove to myself that I could do that. So if your goal is because you want to be abundant, you want to have a twin flame, super duper relationship, you want to open a retreat, maybe you want to do light language. You know how many times I hear of those things? I'm not a good healer because I don't see energy. You don't need to. You can sense, but we put all of those restrictions in ourselves. We just go short because it's the way we have been programmed. But we wake up, I think, to be happy, to be you. Maybe your happiness is being psychic. Maybe your happiness is being a mom. Maybe your happiness is working in government, or just traveling around the world doing TikToks. Whatever is your fuel, that is your tool to do your mission. But the mission will involve something that you don't know how to do, that it represents a struggle, and you have to force yourself on doing it until you figure out your recipe, your formula to do that. It may be empath, narcissistic, it may be being a healer, it may be quitting your job and then choosing to be holistic. Whatever it is, the more you do it, it's not a fail, it's not an error, it's nothing wrong. You're just practicing to be better. And we can be upset, we can be sad, you can feel messy, you can say, I don't know. And that's a valid and it's a human thing. But also, do something more than complain about life that will make that moment better for you, right? This is my perception. If you resonate with me, that's good, because my purpose for Encoded Frequency is that I can learn with you, you guys can learn with me, we can exchange, and we can hold each other in this ascension, right? The rest is just extra. But even if you don't resonate with me and you guys put hate on it, I learned that I'm still doing the highest good. Because maybe I have learned to set boundaries, maybe I have learned not to be affected, maybe I have learned that that person and I can disagree. So something that is wrong in your life, it doesn't mean you're wrong, it's just the illusion. Don't take life that seriously, but prepare yourself, because 24 and 25 are going to be a game changer years. In 26, we enter into a new cycle. And I do think by 2030, maybe everything will be different. There are things that may worry us, like AI, or school, or the economy, or safety. But I think I'm responsible to make sure I have all I need. I'm responsible to feel safe, not only energetically, but actually to create whatever I need for me and the ones I love, to prepare. If the economy is going to change, maybe I should do a course of it. If my work is going to be obsolete, then maybe it's my time to learn something new. This energy is going to be all about adaptation, about transformation, and about learning to love where you are, but also doing more of what you love. Maybe, I remember when someone said to me, how did you do to grow your page and Encoded Frequency that way you have it? I have been 20 years on this, and I have 1,000 followers. And I said, I don't know. First of all, I needed not to look about the likes because I would feel insecure. So I completely ignore it. And then whenever I realized, I was just like, oh. But in Encoded Frequency, I love it. It's me. And I don't have to be what Instagram or Zuckerberg says I should be. I don't even need to speak. I'm working on my English, I promise you. But the fact that I can do something better from yesterday, that is already a win-win. And not what society or whatever person says that I should be. Ask yourself, and with this I'm going to end. I was doing this short video because I wanted to invite you to this that language course. You guys want to know more, going to my website. But something that I want to say to you guys, after COVID, everything can happen. From aliens being here, from everything being AI, from Earth being a completely different structure. Be prepared. You know what's your prepared. Ask yourself, knowing what I know, what will be the worst thing that could happen, right? And just observe the future. And then you say, oh, what do I need to do so I don't get in that future? What do I need to do so I prepare myself, so I put myself ready? I was raised as a Catholic, and I'm not a Bible fan, but I remember there's a part in the Bible that God says, help you so I can help you. Maybe my translation is not the rightful, or maybe the words, I'm just paraphrasing, but I can only help myself, and then the universe bring whatever tools. Yes. But that help, it may be challenging. It may require effort. It may not be easy. No one says it's going to be easy. But it doesn't mean it's impossible either. Because if one person can do that, then we all can. But those limits we have right here, and I said me because we all will have something. We just need to transform them into something that you can do. Maybe I cannot be a millionaire, but maybe I can feel that I have all I need. And that is my responsibility. That is something that I can do by being abundant right here, right? So prepare yourself. More than complain or do awareness. What is the thing you can do now to make sure you are safe or you are where you want to be? Make a plan. May not be exactly the way you envision, but who cares? It's a start. You can just rephrase it along the way. I did not want to open Encoded Frequency. For 2 years, I dreamed with Archangel Gabriel that was saying, you have to write. And I haven't made my book. Look the resistance that I have. I'm being vulnerable here. And I was saying, no, I cannot write. I'm dyslexic. I write backwards. It doesn't make sense. You have to write. You have to write. I even have seen the book, how it is. I have seen myself in the future signing autographs and stuff like that. I have started the book and I have never finished it. 2 years I wanted to open Encoded Frequency just because things you have in your mind. But when I open Encoded Frequency and I explore it, it's the best thing that can happen to me. It's so perfect. I don't think my mind was prepared for it. So don't just limit yourself into the expectations that you have of what you think or someone else's think you should do. Be open for what the universe says. Hey, this is a door open, this is a door open, this is a door open, and then just be bold. This energy, it's very inducive to be bold and to risk it. But don't risk it from your shadow. Risk it from here, saying like, I'm gonna be okay, right? No matter what happened, I'm gonna be okay. And dare yourself to try and to be. This is the era where everyone can do anything. You can go viral and then maybe everything will change. Who knows? Now you don't need to be a young person or beautiful or have money or anything. You just have to be you. Because when you are you, you really are a master in what you have gone through. And I think that is the best curriculum for whatever you want to go. Whether you said like me, yes, I was homeless in 2014, but now I have my house by myself. And for me, I was like so badass. I mean, I feel like I was like so superhero when I did it because it's not a fancy home, but it doesn't matter. It's my house, yes? And I can change that house at any time. And I will know, because I learned that it's okay to lose because it will come again and again and again. So go with the flow. Take whatever that serves you. Thank you guys for being here. The ones that follow me, remember that Sunday we do have meditation. And next Friday, I'm gonna start this light language course that I'm so excited, and let's just go with the flow. I can summarize with this. Put all of your pieces together, the ones that are on the floor, and ask yourself, maybe there are things that I can't control. Maybe the political party is not the one I would have chosen. Maybe I would have done things differently if I would be, I don't know, in charge of the economy of my country or the weather or whatever it is. but what I can change, and maybe the change just comes from your mindset, and that's a start, right? Maybe it's because something of you do. I think it's very important that the ones that are mom and dad, we really consider doing a good job as a parent, because our kids are going to be the leaders of the future. And if we suck that job, I don't know what's going to happen. So just reflect on it. Or if you think you may have kids or you don't want to, that's okay. But we all parent in a way. Maybe your friends, maybe the persons that know you, maybe the ones in your family. So if someone can learn from you, try that it comes from the best. Even when it appears as a mistake, I'm sure that person is learning something. At least this is what I think. See you guys Sunday at 10:10 a.m. for meditation. If you want to subscribe in Instagram, I do have exclusive content. And for us, we're going to have a Starseed dispensations, and it's going to be the next Saturday. I posted in the group, and I will post it again. If you would like to study with me, then see if the course resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then look for what resonates with you, what is available. It could be something free, it could be something that you paid, it doesn't matter. But just something that will illuminate an idea onto what you can do. Thank you, holistically. Appreciate it. Thank you, Navi, I saw you. Thank you, all of you. Bye-bye.